Hello everyone, welcome back to the course Organization Behavior for Business. So in the last video I had discussed about the organization behavior for business. About the course I had told you about the course objective, course outcome, as well as what are the different modules which we are going to study in this particular course. So if you haven't seen that video, you can check in the description box. I'll be giving you the link over there. And in today's video, I'll be discussing more about the introduction part of module 1, where I'll be discussing regarding the organization behavior, the nature, as well as the scope of organization behavior. So we all know that organization is a place where a group of people work together to achieve one common objective. And when we say behavior, it is the way in which one particular person behaves or acts, right, or conducts oneself. So that we say as a behavior. So when we combine these two words, that is organization behavior, we can say it is a study of human behavior in a work setting, right? So how we are going to study the behavior of people in a work setting, that is regarding the organization behavior for business. So in detail, I'll be discussing regarding the meaning as well as the definition. And then nature, when we are saying it is what it is all about, the organization behavior, what is it all about? So it is a separate field of study. We have so many disciplines where we have taken contributing disciplines are there. So all these aspects we'll be studying in the nature of organization behavior. And then scope, when we are saying it is like the area. Okay, so when we are saying organization behavior, we have the people, we have individual, right? So we have group as well as we have organization itself. So all this comprised together is the scope of organization behavior. So entire thing I'll be discussing in this particular video. Kindly watch till end, and if you have any kind of queries, you can just put in the comment box. Okay, so let's begin. So the course which we are going to study today is organization behavior for business, and the module 1 will be speaking about introduction to organization behavior. So in small we can call OB also. Okay, so organization behavior or OB. So let's see what all the things we'll be studying in module 1, what all the aspects I'll be covering in different videos, which is included in module 1. Okay, so it's regarding the first one is meaning and definition to OB, and then we'll be seeing up with nature and scope of organization behavior, and then contributing disciplines to OB, and then finally it is the approaches and evolution to organization behavior. Okay, so in this particular video I'll be covering with the meaning and definition as well as the nature and scope of organization behavior. So let's start. Prior we start into, we'll be just looking into what is the meaning of organization. So we have organization behavior. When we are saying, we have two different words, isn't it? That is organization and behavior. And the notebook here, it is like in this particular situation, majority of it have been forgot to write. So I just want each and everyone to make sure that you will be writing all the notes, whatever has been pointed out over here. So like the same, like this notebook, you have to maintain a beautiful notebook. So that will be making you to read again and again and understand the concepts in a better manner. Okay, so let's start. So we all know that few things touch our life as much as organization do, isn't it? There is a saying actually, in a week, minimum around 48 hours we'll be spending in an organization. So we depend on organization for education, employment, food, clothing, shelter, health, wealth, recreation, travel, and much more. We always say that we were born in a hospital, and that is an organization, isn't it? From our birth till our death, we are connected with one or the other kind of organization. And then now, what do you mean by organization? Actually, it is like a group of people who work independently towards some purpose. So organizations are not physical structures, rather they are the people who work together to achieve set of goals. Okay, so it is essential that organization should function effectively if they are, because they should be, what do you say, they should be really effective in any manner for that matter it might be, or else what they happen, if they are to be useful, right? Or else ineffective organizations are no better than a sick people. So organizations are said to be effective when they produce quality goods and services at reasonable cost without compromising on profit making. Now, I hope you understood the meaning of organization. It is where a group of people work together for a common objective. And actually, there is a famous word by Tolstoy also, that is, all happy workplaces are alike. Each unhappy workplace is unhappy in its own way. So he pointed out that to be positive or a productive organization, there must be several aspects must fall into place. In absence of any of those things, what happens is it might cause the employee dissatisfaction or poor productivity and any other kind of negative problems. So what are the similarities in a happy workplace? There are chances those workplaces have worked hard to implement the principles of organization behavior. So if the organization behavior principles has been implemented, surely the workplace will be always a positive workplace. Okay. So organization behavior helps firms achieve effectiveness in their activity. And next we will be seeing what is organization behavior. Okay, so organization, as stated earlier, comprise of people, and organization behavior helps in utilizing these resources for achieving organizational effectiveness. So OB, or organization behavior, is a study of human behavior. The study is about behavior in organization, and knowledge about human behavior would be useful in improving an organization's effectiveness. So we can say that it is behavior of individuals and groups within an organization and the interaction between organization members and their external environments. So to sum up, we can say it comprises of individual behavior, group behavior, and of the organization itself. So I hope you understood the meaning of organization behavior. It is study of how people behave in the organizational settings. Okay, how people behave in the organizational settings. So its principles are applied with the goal of making organizations and people in them work more effectively together. So we can, in simple terms, we can say it is the way how we understand one's own organization. Okay. So next we'll be seeing with the definition to organization behavior. So here it is given by Fred Lutyens, like organization behavior is directly concerned with understanding, production and control of human behavior in organization. So he has pointed out rightly, saying that it is the understanding and predicting and controlling the human behavior at the work. Okay. So I hope you understood the definition and meaning to organization behavior. Next we'll be seeing over the nature of organization behavior. So when we are speaking about the nature of organization behavior, we have few points over here. I'll be discussing one after the other. So first three and next three I'll be explaining. So you have so many different aspects in nature of organization behavior. Only few I have taken over here. So its first one is it is a separate field of study and not a discipline only. So it is like through definition, I hope you understood that it is a discipline in an accepted science. That is, it is based on the theoretical foundation. But OB has a multi-interdisciplinary orientation and is thus not based on the scientific theoretical background. So we can better say in that OB is a separate field of study rather than discipline only. It is a separate field of study. Actually, there is no one particular discipline in it. Okay, so it's a separate field of study. And the second one is it is an interdisciplinary approach. So when we are saying about interdisciplinary approach or multidisciplinary approach, we have like it is how we can say, in the sense that like if psychological foundations are there, several behavioral as well social science such as psychology, sociology, anthropology, all the significantly affect in the functioning of a organization behavior. So we can say that it is an interdisciplinary approach because it studies the human behavior at work. So it tries to integrate the relevant knowledge drawn from several disciplines, as I said before, psychology, sociology, anthropology, all these aspects, so that we can study and analyze the organization behavior. So we can say it is a interdisciplinary approach. And next, it is an applied science. So when we are saying it is an applied science, we have that what OB basically does is the application of various researchers, isn't it, to solve the organizational problems as well as related to the human behavior. So the basic line of difference between pure science and the OB is that while the former concentrate on the fundamental researchers, right, and the latter concentrate on the applied researchers. So we can say that organization behavior involves both applied research and its application in the organizational analysis. Hence we can say it is a science as well as an art. So it is science because it involves utilization of scientific methods. It is an art because it deals with the behavior of the individuals. So next, it is a normative science, then humanistic approach, and then it is a total approach. So it is a normative science we are saying. So it is considered to be normative science because it helps in applying the results of different studies in working of an organization in such a way that it is compatible with the society. Okay, so it might be individuals or social acceptance is also key factor in working and this is a decision making of an organization. So we can say it is a normative science, while the positive science discuss only the cause effect relationship. OB prescribes how the finding of applied research can be applied in socially accepted organizational goals also, right? So we can say it is a normative science, and it is the humanistic and the optimistic approach. So it is in the sense that organization behavior teaches managers to apply humanistic approach towards the employees. So it emphasizes on the fact that it is very important to meet the need of employees and motivate them. So it also includes the positive work approach by stressing on the inborn qualities like independent, it can be, or innovative, predictive, and capable of giving positive input to the organization. So we can say it is a humanistic as well as it is a optimistic approach. And then lastly, it is a total system approach. So here what happens is certain factors such as psychological structure, it can be, or interpersonal orientation, group influence, social or any other personal factors are all responsible for the complexity of an individual behavior, isn't it? So we can say that OB uses system approach to understand and find solution to this complex individual behavior. So we can say organization behavior is a total system approach. I hope till now you would have understood the various nature of organization behavior. Apart from that, we can also say like it focused on the organizational objectives, it can be, and then it is a fundamental part of management also, isn't it? So this all we can include in the nature of organization behavior. So I hope next we are having the scope of organization behavior. So when we say scope, it is the area where it is covered. Okay, so scope of organization behavior, when we are saying, it is an understanding and prediction of management of human behavior, both individually or in a group, that occur within an organization. So what is the scope actually? So here we are, the individuals are there, groups, and then the organization structure. So individuals, group, and organization structure is there. Okay, so we all know that it is a study of human behavior at the work in organization. So scope also includes individual, group, and organizations of structure. So when we are saying about the individual. Organizations are the association of individuals. We all know that, isn't it? So individuals differ in many respects. The study of individuals, therefore, it includes the aspects such as the personality, leadership, perception, motivation, and so many different aspects like attitude, values, job satisfaction, learning. There are so many different aspects involved in the individuals. And then when we are saying about the group, uh, groups of individuals, if you are saying like groups includes aspects such as teamwork, group dynamics, group conflicts, communication, again leadership, power, politics, and so many different aspects. And then when we are speaking about the organization structure, so the study of the organization or structure includes aspects such as the organization design and then job design, and different aspects like formation of organization structure, culture, and change and development. So all these different areas are covered in the scope of organization behavior. So next, when we are seeing connected to this scope, the three internal organizational elements like people, technology, and structure, as well as the fourth element like the that is the external social system, may also be taken as a part of organization behavior. So if you are seeing here, we have people, right? So when we are saying people, so the people constitute of the internal social system of the organization. So they consist of individuals and groups. So groups, it might be large or small, formal, informal, official or unofficial. So they are dynamic. They form, change, and disband, right? So people are living, thinking, and feeling being who created the organization and try to achieve the organizational objectives as well as the goals. So thus the organization exists to serve the people and not the people exist to serve the organization. So next we are speaking about the technology. So when we say technology, it imparts the physical and economic condition within which people work. So the nature of technology depends very much on the nature of the organization and influences the work or working setting. So the technology brings effectiveness, and at the same it restricts the peoples in various manner. And then if you're saying with the structure, so it defines the sole relationship of people in the organization. Different people in the organization are given different roles, and they have certain relationship with others also. So it leads to division of labor so that people can perform their duties or work to accomplish the organizational goals. All are so related to each other to accomplish the goals in a coordinated manner. So the structure also relates to the power and duties, and one has the authority and other has the duty to obey him. And next is the social system. So it provides the external environment which the organization operates. So it influences the attitude of a people. It can be their working condition, and above all, it provides the competition to resolve the provides the competition for resources as well as the power. So we can say OB is the study of human behavior at work in organizations. So accordingly, the scope of organization include the study of individual behavior, inter-individual behavior, that's groups, and the group behavior. Okay, so again we'll see. So when we are saying individual behavior here, it includes individual behavior. When we are saying about individual behavior, it is the study of individuals, like concepts like personality, learning, attitude, motivation, and job satisfaction. It studies how we interact with others in order to study about them, isn't it, as well as to make our perception about them. So it is this kind of study related to the individual behavior. So simple example, if you're taking the personal interview round, it's conducted to interact with the candidates to check their skills apart from those mentioned in their resume. And then inter-individual behavior, when we are saying, it is study conducted through communication between the employees among themselves as well as their subordinates. Understanding people's leadership qualities, group dynamics, group conflict, power, and politics. So a simple example would be a meeting to decide a new list of board of members or something as such. And then next is a group behavior. And group behavior, we are saying here, it is it studies the formation of organization, structure of organization, and then sorry, yeah, and the effectiveness of the organization. So here what happens is the group efforts are made towards the achievement of organizational goal in group behavior. So in short, we can just say how a group behaves. In simple, how a group behaves. So it can be like examples like a strike or rally, that and all, how a group behaves. So that is what is all about the scope of organization behavior. I hope now you would have understood the meaning, definition, nature, and scope of organization behavior. Again, I'm repeating. So, organization behavior is the study how people behave in the organizational setting. So, it includes the uh, individuals, groups, and organization itself. There is a small activity actually to know about the likability about yourself. You can just try it out with, what you can do is you can select a number from 1 to 5 that best describes yourself by using the following behavior, and write it on the line before each sentence. So you can make a note of that one. You can just put a number for each of this. So 5 means usually, 4 is frequently, 3 is occasionally, 2 is seldom, and 1 is rarely. Now for a first question is, I'm an optimist. I look for good in people and situation rather than negative. If it is true for yourself, if you feel that usually I'm an optimist, then you can just put 5. Or if you feel that rarely I'm an optimist, then you can put 1. Just put that number. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So second one, I avoid complaining about people, things, and situation. So if you avoid complaining about people, things, and situation, then usually if you avoid, then 5, frequently 4, occasionally 3, seldom 2, 1, rarely. Likewise, next all the questions you can just fill the number which tells about yourself. Like next one is, I show a genuine interest in other people. I compliment them on their success. If it's correct, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you can just put one number there. I smile. So I smile usually, 5. Frequently, 4. If I smile occasionally, then it's 3. I never smile at all. I seldom smile, 2. I rarely smile, it's only 1. You can just give. Next question. I have sense of humor and I can laugh at myself. Next, I make an effort to learn people's name and address them by name during conversations. Next, I truly listen to others. And next, I help other people cheerfully. And next, I think before I act and avoid hurting others with my behavior. Next, if I were to ask all the people I work or worked with to answer these 9 questions for me, they would select same responses that I did. Now you are not working, you are students. You can just ask with your friends. So if you get the same kind of answer like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's see what is the result of that one. Now I hope now till 10 questions are there, you would have got, if you are putting 5 for each of the questions, then you will be getting 50, right? If you put 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatsoever number you would have put, you just add those numbers. Okay. To determine your likability, add the 10 numbers you selected as your answers. The number will range from 10 to 50. So if you have put rarely, then it will be for all the things rarely. If you have put, then it will be 10. And if you have put for all the things usually, then it will be 50. So place it here. You can just write the number. What is the final number you have got? So you can just see the likability as well as the unlikability. So if it is like 10 something, in the sense that you are unlikable, you are not like liked by many of the people around you. If you are somewhere 20, it is little bit of likability, 30 middle of likability, and then 40 to some extent it is likable, and 50 it is fully likable. So if it is 10, then you have to improve in your, what do you say, the interactions it can be, or in your behavior. If it is 20, to some extent it is okay, but 30 it's fine, 40 it's good, and 50 it is the best. So 40 and plus, it is always good positive sign, and 10 somewhere it is 11, 15 and all means it is somewhere you are in the negative side. Okay, so you have to improve on your behavior. I hope this small activity you all like that. So anyways, so that's all for today's class. Thank you for patiently listening, and in the next video I'll be just starting off with the, what do you say, the contributing disciplines to the organization behavior. So in this video, it's all about the meaning, definition, nature and scope of organization behavior. Thank you once again.